Well, Ian, how did Swettenham come to acquire Equiano?
Actually, it took a while. We were offered the horse originally, Mark, and we waited. We did a bit of, quite a bit of due diligence to make sure that we're getting the right horse. But we're also very, very keen to watch the sideline. And when we saw that Acclamation, his sire, was doing exceptionally well, and Dark Angel, the first son of Acclamation to go to stud, he started with a real bang with plenty of winners over in Europe. We thought, well, this just tick the rest of the boxes. Let's jump into the horse.
There's a bit of a story about this horse early on. Where did he start his career?
Yeah, look, he started his career in Europe, and he raced in a number of countries in Europe, but I suppose when he really came to everybody's attention was at the very end of his 2-year-old days, and he ran a placing in a Group 2 race in France, and that's when quite a number of the English trainers started to take interest in him and try and buy him.
Well, he did win the King's Stand, in which he defeated one of our champions. Would that be also a time when people really did start to take notice?
Yeah, certainly he really stood up to the world when he won the King's Stand Stakes. That was the first time the King's Stand Stakes was a Group 1 race, and he raced particularly well, jumped to the front, led Takeover Target and Magnus through the race, and he kicked right on, beat Takeover Target, and a lot of people said, oh, this is a serious racehorse.
Equiano continues to give a bold sight, then Takeover Target. Magnus is under strong pressure. Fleeting Spirit is being asked to close inside the last. Equiano for Spain. Takeover Target and Fleeting Spirit on the far side. Dandyman and National Colour. Equiano's made just about every yard. Dandyman on the near far side is just about alongside. They hit the line. Equiano, a famous winner for Spain in the King's Stand.
2010 was a pretty big year for him, starting out with listed and also Group 3 wins.
Yeah, look, he started very well. He was a very good sprinter right the way through. His 3-year-old days sort of culminated with that King's Stand Stakes. His 4-year-old days, he had quite a battle with wet tracks, but ran in 6 consecutive Group 1 races, and then coming back as a 5-year-old.
Towards the line, Equiano in front. Blue Jack storming home the stand side, but it's Equiano who wins. Bardler Scott was second. Blue Jack only got it.
He actually won the King's Stand Stakes again, and that was a terrific win. You know, he'd run the 5th fastest time when he won as a 3-year-old, but he actually ran the 3rd fastest time when he won as a 5-year-old.
Equiano, bold mover in 2nd place, then Markab. Kingsgate native towards the centre. Niconi is beginning to stay on, but it's Equiano, the winner a couple of years ago, who still leads the King's Stand from Markab. Then bold mover running a mighty race behind these. Borderless Scott, it's Equiano ridden out. He's going to repeat the success of 2 years ago. Equiano beat Markab. Borderless Scott. Niconi was 4th.
It's a race that us Aussies love, the King's Stand, and also Niconi was in that race.
Yeah, certainly he was, and one of the things that's really stood this horse in really good stead, and particularly for people looking at his form's been franked over that 3-year period, and all the form around the horses that he raced against has just proven to be spectacular. And even this year you had Society Rock winning the Golden Jubilee, and he'd run 7th to Star Spangled Banner and Equiano in the July Cup at the end of Equiano's 5-year-old career.
Yeah, tell us about that run when he raced against Star Spangled Banner and only narrowly went down.
Well, look, you know, he's considered all the time to be probably an absolute speedster, but in that July Cup, and anybody that knows the July Cup course, it's a very testing course, and certainly he jumped straight to the front. He was out in the middle of the track. Star Spangled Banner cut in behind him and got across to the rails, and as it was reported later, probably the rail was the best place to be, but Equiano led him right up all the way, and about 150 from home, Star Spangled Banner came out to challenge, and they really kicked to the line, and there was only a long neck between them at the end, and Equiano was actually coming right back, and given that the last 50 metres is so much an uphill battle, I think he showed to everybody that he was able to sustain his speed over a very testing 6-furlong trip.
Star Spangled Banner as Equiano tries to dig in. Star Spangled Banner. Equiano is fighting back. Star Spangled Banner still just in front and won the Darley July Cup. Star Spangled Banner beat Equiano, a massive run.
Well, he's here now, and how has he enjoyed Australia since arriving?
Yeah, look, he got straight off the track, took a look around and went straight back into the box and started into his feed. So, yeah, absolutely wonderful temperament. We've done a couple of things with him recently. We took him down to Caulfield for a first season size parade, and as he was walking out of the ring there, Rick Orlacey was walking past with his dog, and he just looked at the dog and just walked off. So, very, very good temperament, this horse. Obviously stood him in great stead when he was racing, and we were really happy with the horse. We really couldn't be more pleased with a horse to get across here, because we believe he just ticks all the boxes right across the spectrum.
And a nice type too.
Yeah, look, he is a really nice type of horse. Your European sprinters aren't normally as well built as our Australian sprinters, and I think that's why our Australian horses go across there and certainly do the job. But this horse is a really nice horse. We've had all the right people telling us that we've picked up a magnificent stallion. When you've got the likes of George Smith and Paul Moroney and John Foote and Rick Wiley and all these really good people telling you that this is a really nice horse, very well balanced, you just know you've done the right thing, and we can tell that watching him. We've been after those sorts of horses.
And he's by acclamation, and for those people that don't know, he's the Rory's Jester of Europe.
Well, really he is. He's if you actually look at the 2-year-old size for Europe at the moment, he's well ahead. He's had plenty of stakes horses over there as well. His horses race particularly well. Acclamation is a son of Royal Applause, and for breeders over in Europe, Acclamation and Royal Applause have been actually two of the best stallions for them to use, because they sell very well at the sales. People know they're going to get a genuine racehorse that can run on and do the job. So certainly that part of it's been very good, and also Dark Angel is right up there in the leading first season size. So he's had plenty of winners and doing a great job. New Cells Farm have been just fantastic with him, because they've allowed us to stand him at a fee which is very, very good value. So it's in line and in keeping with Victoria, where you can get really good stallions at the right money, but certainly he'd be standing for a lot more money if he was standing in the Hunter.
Well, he was a great sprinter, but in his pedigree, it's not all sprinting blood, is it? No,
actually, there's two very prominent members of his family that have been going very well at the moment. Anna Bandana, which is the champion 2-year-old in New Zealand last year, and King's Rose, that came out and won the Memsie Stakes. So there's some good some good form in Australia and New Zealand coming through his family, and certainly we think he'll suit Australian conditions.
How have the Aussie breeders taken to him?
Yeah, look, this is a very tough season, don't make no doubt about that. There's a lot of people that are making a decision whether they breed horses this year. It's not cut and dry that they just walk through the gate, but this horse has been extremely popular. He's got a really good book of mares, and I'm not sure how many they'll let us serve, because he's going to go back to a full book when he goes back to Europe. But at this stage, he's looking like serving a very, very good first season book, and I know he's got 10 absolutely cracking mares from Adam Sangster.